Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies. Yay! It's been a little while since I played this because sometimes I play ahead and I record like 4 or 5 episodes or something ridiculous, and then like I don't play for like a week, so it's like, and then I'm like, oh, I really want to get back to it. So like, but I like try, I get too excited. Like I'm literally recording 2 weeks ahead. I'm this is episode 18. This is October 11th. And it is actually technically September 22nd right now. So that's how far ahead I am. I'm literally recording my third week ahead just because. Anyway, so we're going to get in chapter 4, Hailstorm. Okay, sorry. Over the course of the day, Tetsuya showed me how to work the register. I also learned how to take orders. Tetsuya himself has largely been in the back, helping his mother and the staff make the orders. I'm on the register, finishing a customer's transaction when I run into my first actual problem since beginning. Sorry, I just had a really dry throat and I had a cough. I slide the customer's card for him in the register, but the system gives me back an error. I look up at the customer and give him a nervous smile. Sorry, I'm not sure why it's not taking it. Let me try again. I try again as the man stares at me, tapping his fingers on the counter. I swipe the card again, but I get an error. I stare at the card as if it betrayed me and think about what to tell the man. I feel a presence and almost turn around, but an arm reaches across me. I watch a hand type on the keyboard in front of me and look up to see Tatsuya's face very close to mine. I'm surprised to see that he isn't scowling as I thought, but rather, sorry about that, sir, she's new here. But the smile is gone in a flash when his eyes move to me. He speaks in a low voice as he rapidly hits the keys. There's a proper protocol to processing these cards. You should have called for me. Just watch what I'm doing. It's not that difficult. I train my eyes on what Tatsuya is doing, but my mind begins to wander. A smile. Is that the first time I've seen him smile? Or is it just the first time I'm noticing? Sure, it was probably just a fake one for the customer, but he looks so different. I wouldn't mind seeing the real thing. What? What am I even thinking about? I shake my head and try to focus again, but the proximity of our bodies makes me a little nervous. I find myself thinking back to the time he carried me once again. How surprised I was when I found he was that strong. Are you even listening? Huh? I look around and notice the customer is already gone. The transaction apparently finished. In fact, the whole cafe is nearly empty. Oh, sorry, just kind of spaced out. I can't believe it's so empty in here. It always gets like this before dinner time. People are getting ready to go out, and some are going home for dinner. But it'll get busier later when the Saturday night customers come in to relax. We hear the doors swing closed behind us and both turn to see Chisaki walk out with a large tray of drinks. Thanks for all your help today, Inara. Ryoko's coming in for the night shift soon, so you're free to go. I know that wasn't her voice, but I can't remember. Terrible. I nod, but continue to eye the drinks in her hands. Tetsuya, since your shift is almost over too, can you take these to, Carnivalis? Take Inara too. It'd be nice if you showed her around. Carnivalis? Yes, mother. Tetsuya takes the drinks from Chisaki, and she gives us a small bow. Have a good evening! Thank you for all the help today, you two. With a wave, Chisaki sees us off, and we leave the cafe. Did I read, okay, I don't know. I don't know if I was reading it all in her voice, and it really wasn't her, I don't know. It probably all sounds the same to you, but it's slightly different to me. We walk along the twilit streets side by side, not saying anything. Somehow, I'm comfortable with the silence as I take in all the sights of the Chawa district. There's so many shops I haven't heard of, it feels like a new world in itself. I want to ask Tetsuya what kinds of things some of the shops sell, or if some of the restaurants have strange foods. But I also don't want to be the one to break the quiet. Suddenly I notice a familiar sign. Shinamura Electronics. What? How is it we can even have advertising here? You've been pretty quiet. But judging from what I've seen so far, I'm guessing you're wondering about where we're going. Well, actually I wasn't, but I do, so... Yeah, a little bit. I can already tell that Tatsuya is about to discourse about something. But I find I don't mind since his voice is rather soothing. It's nowhere special. Carnavalis is an upscale piano bar. They only recently opened, but the staff there are fans of my mother's specialty caffeinated drinks. So recently, on every Saturday, they order a lot of drinks to get ready for the late night ahead. This is my first time personally going to deliver there, though. Oh, I see. I'll have to try some of her specialty drinks next time then if they're that good. A piano bar. I guess even supernaturals like to relax too. I find that I'm looking forward to seeing what Carnavalis is like as I enjoy the stroll with Tatsuya. When we step inside the empty bar, I'm immediately greeted by cool air and a pleasant, sweet scent I can't identify. I find myself relaxing thanks to the atmosphere and smooth music playing. Tatsuya goes to the bar counter and I follow. No one's there though, so we settle in to wait. I turn and lean my back against the counter, staring in awe at the glossy marble tiles in view of the setting sun outside. I've been to some fancy places before, but this place just exudes elegance. Contrary to my relaxed posture, Tatsuya is leaning over the counter on his elbows, tapping his fingers rapidly on the surface. He perks his head up as he notices something next to us. Is that... Tatsuya stands up straight and walks towards the other end of the bar. At first, I think he's going to look out the window, but then he slowly walks up to the bar's piano. He walks around it and stares at it for a few moments, seeming to take in every detail from every angle. Can he play the piano? He lightly runs his hands over the glossy top, as if it were something fragile, or maybe magical. Maybe it really is magical. Tatsuya walks around to the other side of the piano, and his blue eyes fall to the keys. His gaze is somehow desperate, or maybe longing, but he doesn't touch them. I have no idea why he's acting so weird, but he wants to play it so bad he should just do it. Do you want to play it? Tatsuya's eyes dart to me as if just remembering that I even exist. What? The piano. You seem like you wanted to play it. Tatsuya's eyes drop to the keys again, but he looks sad, and almost like he's in pain. Something suddenly stirs within me seeing that expression, and I walk over to the piano myself. Tatsuya watches as I carefully sit down on the bench. I place my fingers on the keys as if I were going to play, but I don't press down. You know, I've always wanted to learn to play the piano. Back when I lived in the UK, we had one, but I was never allowed to touch it. My mother never... I stop, realizing what I've said. A sick feeling spreads through me, and I pull my hands back from the keys, curling them into fists. I press one to my chest, willing my sudden feelings to get under control. If Tatsuya notices, he doesn't say so. He only sits down on the bench close to me. Aww. He reaches out, wrapping his cold fingers on my hands, and places them on the keys again. He murmurs under his breath. Like this. As he puts my fingers in the correct playing position, I look at Tatsuya's hands. They're larger than mine, but they have long, strong fingers. His fingers are so elegant. It's like he was meant to play the piano. Maybe he was. Maybe he was, Sparkles. Maybe he was. Why don't you play? I speak barely above a whisper, but Tatsuya looks at me as if I had just shouted. He looks down again and hesitantly places his hands on the keys next to mine. After a few moments, he quietly, haltingly, begins to play a nostalgic melody. Oh, can you hear it? As he plays, I move my hands to my lap and shyly look up at his face. He seems focused, but somehow relaxed. Serene. I start to lose myself in his music, feeling at peace too. Even as he makes a few mistakes, his playing becomes increasingly confident. So, Sho wanted to be a superstar. And Tatsuya, is a little musical genius. It's beautiful. I almost want to close my eyes, but I find I can't stop watching him. Suddenly, Tatsuya stops. I start to ask what's wrong, but then I see he's looking at something across the piano. Or rather, someone. I turn to see what Tatsuya is looking at and see a young woman standing in front of the piano. Don't you take my boyfriend! I look from her to Tatsuya and back. They stare at each other silently. The surprise is visibly apparent in both of their faces. Tatsuya? Tetsuya. I feel as if someone is suddenly pressing down on my chest hard. I don't even get to call him that. Tetsuya looks at the girl dazed, unsure. Haruna? His voice is not much above a whisper, and yet I can still hear it. That strange sweetness in his voice when he says the girl's name. Great, she's going to steal our boyfriend. I force myself to not turn away, even though my heart feels like it's being squeezed in an icy grip. Tetsuya stands up and moves closer to the girl. Just a step closer, but I'm already left behind him. Aw. I can't see what sort of expression he's making as he looks at her, and I don't think I want to know. I feel your pain, girlfriend. The feeling of suddenly being very small and unwanted, like I was some sort of pest, creeps into my very being. That's a little extreme, but... The girl, Haruna as he called her, smiles gently up at Tetsuya. Wow, it's been so many years. She briefly glances at me and tilts her head. You've grown up into such a good-looking guy. I'm kind of jealous of your girlfriend here. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm jealous of your girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. Oh, yeah? Knocks me off the bench. Bitch! I see how it is! Who? He looks back at me as if just remembering that I'm there. I mean, but she's got... I mean, we're looking like Shaggy and Frumpy. I mean, she's like, come on. You gotta step it up, Sparkles the Unicorn. Let's get some unicorn magic going on and stop looking so frumpy. Oh, her. She's not my girlfriend. Tetsuya says it with so little emotion as he turns back to Haruna. Well. Yeah. That's the sound of her life just shattering before her. I try not to wince at the sudden sharp sting in my heart. Yeah, you'll get used to it, honey, don't worry. You'll just be a cold-hearted wench. It's the rest of it, it's fine. I don't know why it matters. It's not like what he's saying isn't true. I guess it just hurts to be so easily dismissed and forgotten. Yeah, we're better than her anyway. Even if she does dress better and has cute hair. I stand up from the piano bench. It looks like the staff is back. I'll just go take care of the order while you catch up. Tetsuya barely spares me a glance as I walk away towards the bar area. I push through my own curiosity and walk towards the staff without looking back a single time. One of the staff, the bartender, looks at me with a smile as I stop right in front of the bar. Thanks for these. And can you tell Chisaki thanks from us? When I nod, the bartender smiles brighter. Thanks. Oh, and here's the payment. I take the money from her hands and put it away in my pocket. Thank you. Thank you. It's so weird when they say, like, thank you. It's like, thank you. I don't know why it comes out awkward when I say it. I don't know. Bird, you're getting crumbs all over my couch. I'll just wait here for him to be done. I think this to myself, but even then, or perhaps especially because I thought about it, my eyes drift over to Tetsuya. I can see that he's still talking to the girl, albeit too quietly for me to hear from all the way over here. Haruna's normally so quiet. I never really see her talk to anyone. Isn't that Chisaki's son? The waiter asks, and both he and the bartender look at me curiously. I nod at them. They both smile as they briefly glance at Tetsuya and Haruna. Then, when they look back at me, they look at each as if suddenly understanding something. I think that most meant to say they look at each other. The bartender leans in close over the bar. So is that your boyfriend then? She asks me in a quiet voice. I ignore the way my heart flips at the suggestion. No, why does everyone say that? The waiter snorts and the bartender laughs openly. Neither bother to hide their amusement at all. What? Why is that so funny? Well, I can't say why anyone else asked that, but in our case, we probably both saw how you were just trying to glare holes through us. Exclamation point. I was? Oh no, I didn't even realize it. I start to bow to apologize, but the waiter is already turning and walking away. I can give you a little help, though. I hear him mutter as he walks toward Tetsuya and Haruna. Unsure of what to do, I can only watch the scene unfold in front of me. Hey, Haruna, come on, we have to finish getting ready for the night. Haruna looks startled at his sudden appearance. Then, as if finally realizing how completely absorbed with Tetsuya she's been, she quickly bows to the waiter. I'm so sorry, Michi. I completely forgot. Michi laughs and waves away the apology. I hope I'm saying that right. It's fine, Haruna, but I could use your help in the back. Of course. Well, I hope to see you again, Tetsuya. Right, have a good night. Haruna nods and quickly says goodbye. As she walks away with Michi, I finally move from the bar and walk over to Tetsuya. Haruna and I pass each other, and she gives me a little smile. I somehow manage to force out a smile back at her, but it feels so incredibly awkward. I can only hope it didn't look like a grimace. Tetsuya's eyes don't stray from Haruna's retreating back as I walk up to him. I feel a stab of irritation. Ugh, well, whatever. I pull the money the staff had given me out of my pocket. Hey, Yukimura. He doesn't react. Is he that spaced out? Ignore him. I shove the money in his hands and walk past him. I don't even bother to say goodbye as I walk out into the street. I walk out of... that was probably the wrong choice. We probably should have, like, definitely not yelled at him or, like, you know, but yeah. I walk out of Carnivalis acting as totally unconcerned with Tetsuya as he was with me, but inside my blood is boiling. He's so rude! I can't believe I even thought he was nice for even a second. Fujimoto, wait. Oh, Sparkles the Unicorn, wait! Sorry. Oh my god, I blew it. Wait. Sparkles the Unicorn, wait! My stupid heart leaps at the sound of Tetsuya's voice, and I whirl around to face him. Did they give you any messages? Seriously? That's it? Just leave me alone. Frustrated beyond belief, I speed up into a full run, leaving a probably confused Tetsuya behind. Yeah, you probably should have said, yeah, they said thanks! After leaving Tetsuya behind in the bar, I went straight home in a very bad mood. Just the very fact that I was in a bad mood over something so ridiculous like that asshole Yukimura, made it so much worse. I was like, made it so much worse. So much so that I ended up getting a headache. I decided to lay down in bed, but that somehow turned into me glaring at the ceiling, having a generally shitty Saturday night. I sigh and glance at the clock. The red number, 7:44, practically glare back at me from across the room. You're in bed at 7 o'clock? I feel so sad. I mean, my Saturdays aren't the greatest, but I'd be playing video games. Teehee. I sigh again as feelings of frustration start to overtake me. Normally I don't mind being alone, but tonight I'm all too aware of the loneliness that I can't seem to shake. What should I do? Should I go out somewhere? Maybe just watch something instead? There should be a new episode of Sakura Sparkle Cure out by now. I move to grab my phone so I can check, but the screen lights up just before I can reach it. My hand stops and my heart jumps in my chest. Could it be... My silly traitorous heart leaps at the very thought of it being Tetsuya. It never is. Could he actually be worried about me? Of course not. With a shaky hand, I reach out and grab my phone. When I unlock the screen, I see that the message is from an email address I don't recognize at all. Oh, yay! This is Katsu. Are you free tonight? P.S. Don't worry too much about how I got your contact information. It's not hard to find when you're me. Although it's short, I end up reading over the email several times. No matter how many times I read it, the creepy vibes I get from it don't go away. Katsu? I rack my brain trying to remember if I know anyone at all by that name. Oh, come on, seriously? It sounds vaguely familiar for some reason, but... An image of somewhat familiar face and that almost constant arrogant smile flashes in my mind. That guy from yesterday. Katsunasuke, wasn't it? I stare down at his email again. He says not to worry about how he got my email, but... My mind turns, trying to come up with the different ways he might have gotten my email address. The only thing I can think of is that he somehow got it from Shinomura Industries. Probably charmed some poor unsuspecting secretary. Wouldn't be surprised somehow. Suddenly just holding my phone makes me feel disgusted. I sigh, and while the feeling doesn't completely go away, I can't help but feeling just a little vindicated. At least someone is interested in me, though, even if it's pathetic to think that. After thinking about it a moment, I shrug. Dad did say I should get to know the guy if I wanted to help move the deal along, so for my project, I'll do it. Oh, I was going to say no. I totally would have suggested no. For once, I throw caution and reason to the wind and start writing Katsu a reply. Yes, I'm free. My phone chimes again almost immediately after I send my answer. I'm a little surprised you actually responded. Do you want to go on a date tonight? I'll take you somewhere nice. Business, not a date. I begin to type in my reply. To be clear, I'm only interested in going out for business reasons. But as my finger hovers over the reply button, something Dad has said before comes to mind. He did mention something about not being too blunt, right? With that in mind, I hit backspace and instead type, I'll go out with you, but please remember that it's on behalf of Shinomura Industries. That's fine, right? I don't have to question my choice of words for long. Katsu replies almost immediately again. I'm sending you the address as an attachment. Meet me there at 9. We can have some drinks there before going somewhere else. I sigh. Rudy won't even come pick me up. Not that I want him knowing where I live, so I'll meet him. Actually, it's probably a better idea if you're going on a first date, especially with someone shady like this dude. Always take your own car, tell people where you are, and make sure that they know if you don't contact them at a certain point to call the cops. Shady people, man. And yeah, never let them drive. Never let them know where you live. Never get in the car with strangers, kids. And adults. That's how people get adult napped. Okay? It happens. This is why I don't leave my apartment. Oh, what the heck am I even doing? Right, exactly. You should stay in your apartment where it's safe. I look at my closet. It's too late to back out now, so I guess no choice. Still feeling unsure about what I'm even doing, I move to get ready. I don't know much about Katsu, or even where we'll be going, so what should I wear? I rummage in my closet, feeling a bit scatterbrained from the spontaneity of it all. No, wait, I should have a shower first. Think about what to wear while getting clean. I have to have a shower with that in mind. When I considered just who I'm going out with, I ended up picking out casual yet cute clothes, a long-sleeved sweater, and a flowing skirt. Normal. This guy went to a business meeting looking casual, so I think it's safe to guess that he doesn't do anything other than casual. Katsu did say that we should meet up at a cafe before going to dinner, but I didn't realize it would be this cafe. As soon as I walk through the door, a wave of anxiety hits me. Oh, do we get to be Galen again? An image of her comes to the forefront of my mind. Oh, shit. Oh, as I walk through the door. Okay, so it just hit back by accident. An image of her comes to the forefront of my mind, and I feel like I can almost see her, sitting there right by the window, waiting for me. Oh no. My heart jumps and an unpleasant chill passes through me. I can smell the perfume she always wears, hanging around in the air. Like a vicious poison, it burns my throat. I take a step back, and another. My back hits the door. The solid feeling behind me helps me snap back to reality. I take a deep breath and look around. The place is full of people. Only a few empty seats by the bar remain. And that's where I spot the bright turquoise hair. I straighten myself up and make my way through the busy coffee house up to Katsunosuke. Katsu looks up as I walk up to him. He stands up in one fluid movement, so unlike the laziness he exuded back in Shinomura Industries. A pleasure to see you again, Nanara. He smoothly, easily takes my hand and plants a kiss on the back of it. My skin tingles under the heat of his lips. Come on now, he's cuter than the other dude, but he's still shady. What's all this about all of a sudden? He wasn't being this forward yesterday. Allow me to formally introduce myself. He lets my hand go a little too slowly. His fingers tickle my skin. He gives a small, mocking bow. Katsunosuke Kasima. I'm the scion and current leader of the Kasima family. Which is of course very large, very old, very rich and all that. Looking at him, I never would have guessed Katsunosuke might be someone important, especially not someone chosen to lead. And yet, it explains everything I couldn't quite put my fingers on. It's doubtful he's ever had to worry about much in his life at all. When he stands back up straight again, he smiles down at me. His voice seems even smoother and deeper than yesterday when he speaks again. You're looking very cute tonight. Did you dress down a little more for me? Audacity! I haven't had any time to say a single word to him and he already has me figured out. He only met me once before. Could I be that easy to figure out? I open my mouth to reply when I realize that I recognize the person who's been sitting next to Katsu at the bar. Oh! Professor Kazama. Without me even noticing, Hikaru has been sitting, sipping his coffee there the whole time. I bet he heard all of that too. Katsu cocks his head to the side. Oh, do you know him? I'm one of her professors. Hikaru smiles up at me from his seat. Good evening, Sparkles the Unicorn. How are you? I'm good. Sorry, Professor, I didn't see you there. Do you know Katsunosuke? Hikaru shakes his head. I just met him. We were just having a chat about the recent troubles between the Fae factions of Avalon before you came in. Ah, okay, I see. It was weird that he's working with her dad, who is not part of the magical world, but he's part of the magical world. But, I guess that's how it works. And that's the father. I wonder if the father knows, how much he knows, because they never explained that in the other one. But, the party that they went to where they met the weird vampire dude who was actually, the Phoenix guy, he looked like a vampire, though. He was at that party, too, or he was the host or something. So, the father's always working deals with these people. So, I don't know. The Fae? Avalon? What? Sounds like something of a fantasy book for real. I have no idea where to even begin asking about the particular topic, so I just smile instead. I'm surprised to see you here, actually, Professor. Do you come here often? Come here often? Yep, I'm actually a regular here, especially when weekends are kind of slow for me. Katsu laughs slightly. I can understand the feeling. He glances at me and smiles. But this weekend I got lucky. Yeah, you're not going to get any luckier. Keep it in your pants. What? Before I can ask what a slow weekend might be, or exactly what Katsu means by getting lucky, Hikaru suddenly stands up. It was good chatting with you, Kasima. Kasima? Yeah, I don't know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll leave you to enjoy your date. Katsu nods as a goodbye, and I follow suit, unsure of what else to do. As Hikaru walks past me, I hear him murmur under his breath. Be careful around him. I turn to him to ask what he means, but Hikaru's already out through the door, leaving me utterly confused. Yeah, because he's shady as frack. We already know, just because he's pretty and he comes up to you and he hits on you, he wants your magic, and he's going to try to suck it out through your nostrils. He's probably going to try to suck your face, but frustration bubbles up inside me, and my worries only seem to multiply. Katsu offers me up his seat, and he takes the one that Hikaru has vacated. I sit down without comment. It's hard to talk with my headache only growing in size. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see the table Shizuka and I sat at. I can almost see her there, her shining green eyes looking back at me. They glimmer with something almost like sorrow. I freeze up. My hands start to shake, and it takes me all of my willpower to stop them. Inara, is something wrong? Huh? Oh! Katsu's voice snaps me out of my strange state. I shake my head. No, everything's fine. I was just thinking. So tell me, why are you looking to sell all your properties? Katsu chuckles at first, but quickly enough it turns into a full-on laugh. I like your directness, even though it does stem from naivety. I frown and he moves closer with a smirk. Back it up, buddy! I can't tell you just yet. It's a secret. He pulls away, but the smirk doesn't leave his lips. I hold back a frustrated sigh. Yeah, back it up! Beep, beep! Back up the bus. I feel like a toy that's being battered around by a cat, and I get the sense that it's not something that will ever change with him. I sit back and prepare myself for an evening with Katsunosuke. With a drink in hand, I watch Katsu. It's been half an hour and I've yet to learn much more about him, other than the fact that he's a huge flirt. But I had that figured out already. So I got nothing new. I want to sigh, but settle for taking a sip of my drink instead. I can't tell if he's actually serious or not, though, and that bothers me to no end. He's insanely hard to read. As Katsu moves to take another drink, I notice Tetsuya and his mother walk into the cafe. No, oh, no. I look back to Katsu. Whatever my feelings for Tetsuya, I do not want to be seen on a date with someone like Katsu of all people right now. Can we go ahead to dinner, right now? Katsu stops midway sip and glances at me. Amusement seems to dance in his turquoise eyes. For a while, he doesn't speak, and I begin to feel nervous sweat start to form on my brow. I can't even begin to guess what he's thinking when he looks at me that way. He puts his drink down and stands up. All right? I stand up and grab my bag, but from where we are, I can clearly hear Chisaki speak to the barista. I'm here to see Galen about a job for my son. Would you go and let him know I'm here? You're gonna give your son... Oh my god. Can't he do it himself? I freeze for a second and peek at Chisaki and Tetsuya from behind Katsu. Tetsuya looks grumpy as ever, standing there behind Chisaki, but they haven't seemed to have noticed me in the busy bar area yet. They're so close. My heart feels like it's trying to escape my body through my throat. I tug on Katsunosuke's arm and he chuckles. That's so cute, you know. Come on, then. Although he walks at a leisurely pace, his long strides are hard for me to match, and I end up having to rush after him. As I close the glass door of Veritas behind me, I can almost swear that I catch Tatsuya looking my way. Woo! Okay. So, I'm going to stop this part here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.